Hey ladies and gentlemen, Richard Core Kenobi here, and I'm back again for my first ever game review. Now, if you saw on my Twitter, I posted that in honor of Nathan versus Laura, or once again, Laura versus Nathan, I decided to go ahead and pick up the Uncharted series. Now, I did play the fourth game first. Yes, I know a lot of people were saying, how could you play the fourth one without playing this one? Well, this is the one I got on Christmas first, and this is the one I just decided to play. Now, I beat this one on New Year's Day because I am a master at beating games, single-player campaigns, in less than 2 days. It doesn't take me that long. So, when I saw the trailer for the Season 4 Death Battle, I thought the timing was right, so I went ahead and went to GameStop and picked up this, the Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection, that contains the original 3 games, Fortune, Thieves, or Among Thieves, and Drake's Deception. Excuse me, guys. Throat's a little itchy. So, yes. Now, I beat this less than 5 days ago, and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts. Now, this isn't going to be a typical game review where I just review all of the games and just tell you why they're great, because that would take too long, and honestly, I don't do game reviews because I don't have the proper software to do it, and I just figure you guys like hearing my opinions on movies and other stuff besides games. But I can tell you this, I mean, as someone who has been a fan of Nathan Drake but never actually played the Uncharted series, I gotta say that for the first time, I loved this series. I really did love this series, and for those of you Tomb Raider fans who've never played the Uncharted games, excuse me, I would highly recommend that you go out and you pick these games up and you see what it's all about. It does get you introduced into the lore and story of Nathan Drake, and you get to understand him a little bit more. But either way, I think you guys will love this, because Nathan was obviously at the time called a Lara Croft ripoff, but he shows in his own way that he is his own character and he has his own adventures and what makes him different from Laura, which I like. And all I gotta say is that, okay, just talking about the original 3, the first one was not what I expected, because again, these are the remasterings of the first 3 games from 2007 to 2011. The first game does not play like this one, so just bear in mind when you play the first game, it's going to feel like you're going back in time, because again, the first game, Drake's Fortune, came out in 2007. That was a year after the PS3 launch, so this was the early days of the PlayStation. But Drake's Fortune did show off what the PS3 was capable of, and as the sequels came out, they got a lot better graphically and more advanced controls. So, yes. So, I would say if you want to see where it all began, and if you want to get introduced to Nathan Drake's world, I would say play Drake's Fortune. You can find it on a PS3 copy, or just buy this. Drake's, the second Uncharted game, Uncharted 2, Among Thieves, it's arguably one of the best of the series. It's the one everybody thinks of because they outdid themselves in the first game. There was more action set pieces, more awesome improvements to the core gameplay. The story was great. It made us understand the motivations of Nathan Drake as a character, and overall, it was just the best game. Everybody told me how as soon as you play the second game, you're immediately thrust into the action, and they were right. This was very good, and I enjoyed this so much, and I had a lot of fun with Uncharted 2. It was one of the hardest, but it wasn't the hardest. It was definitely challenging. The first one is not as challenging, but the second and third one are challenging. So yes, I love the second one more. The second one is arguably my favorite of the 3, just because of how amazing it was and how it expanded everything. Now, the third one, Drake's Deception, it was good, but see, I feel as if some gaming companies overhyped it a little bit, or they just glossed over a few things. And again, hold on, I do like Drake's Deception. It is good. It's still the same as Among Thieves, but I do like it graphically. Out of all of these three that are remastered, I would want to say that Drake's Deception is really the best one that got the best remaster treatments, because this game, the third one, came out in 2011. Now that's what let's see, yeah, that's less than 7 years, or 6 years, I apologize. So, 6 years this game got remastered, and it still looks better than it did back then. I mean, especially when you get to the Atlantis of the Sands. Like, when you get to that stage and you see Atlantis, and you see the sand wave, it looks fucking beautiful. So, arguably, I loved watching the cutscenes in Drake's Deception because of how just beautiful and crisp it looked. So I gotta say, and the 60 frames per second and 1080p on Drake's Deception, it definitely looks more better than the other two, but the second one is almost to that level. But the third one, though, don't expect the third one. Now, see, here's the thing. Some of these games are very challenging. Like, you have got to buckle the hell down and really, concentrate, because the first one is, if you play it on easy and normal, it's not much of a challenge, but if you play the second one on normal or hard, you're going to get a challenge. That's all I gotta say. Towards the end of the second one, you are just pushed to your limit, and you just keep going. The second one pushed me further than I have ever thought I could go. So yeah, just amazing. But the third one, oh my god, I love the third one, don't get me wrong, I really do. Even though the story at the end makes Drake seem like kind of an asshole, and it makes his character unlikable, which I didn't like, but the ending of the third one I thought was good, with Sully, Drake, and Elena, where Elena and Drake get married. I like that, but the third one is unfucking relentlessly hard. And the AI in the third one, maybe this is just my copy, but if it was like this on the PS3 game and your guys' copies, let me know, because the third one had inconsistent AI that felt too easy, or they felt very smart, because the AI in Uncharted 2, they stepped up their AIs, and they are not dumb AIs. They have precision accuracy, and they will actually run to sneak around you, to shoot you while you're in cover. So you have to have total situational awareness when you play this game. But when you get to the third one, all I gotta say is that the AI is unforgivingly stupid and unfairly smart. Because also too, in the third one, this is just me, I don't know if this is y'all, but in the third one, the enemies were fucking bullet sponges. You could shoot them many, many times, and they would take so long to die. You could beat them up, they wouldn't go down. And this happened to me quite a lot. The third one, in particular, I had a lot of glitches. Like, we're talking funny-ass glitches. I wish I could have recorded it to show you guys the proof, but trust me, take my word for it, yeah, there were a lot of those in the third one. But in the third one, what was so freaking annoying is that when you're trying to get away from the heavy artillery guys that have insane Kevlar, have armor, have goggles and a helmet, and they have a fucking 12-gauge shotgun that the spread accuracy is so fucking precise, it could kill you in one shot. Like, literally, these guys are fucking difficult to take down. You're either gonna need a shotgun or a machine gun, or you're gonna have to just be very freaking precise with your pistol, because all I gotta say is, if you try and get away from them, when you press the circle button, because again, these also have, hand-to-hand combat, that you can use without your guns. You can integrate them with your shooting. In the second one, it was done perfectly. Like, in the first one, it's kind of sluggish, and you really don't feel that great satisfaction like you're hitting people. But in the second one, they updated it, and the combat in the second one is just amazing. But in the third one, they had this little annoying thing where, okay, they made rolling / avoiding and grappling the same button. So if you're standing next to a heavy armored goon with a 12-gauge shotgun and you're trying to get away, you press the circle button and you grab him and he pushes you away, and then he shoots you just like that. You have to be careful because all the time that happened to me, and I wasn't even facing the guy. I turned around, I hit the circle button to go into cover, and I turn around automatically and grab him. It was ridiculous and stupid. Yeah, and the gunplay in the third one wasn't as good in the second one because, like I said, the guns, it doesn't matter what gun you have, the enemies are fucking human sponges. They will take so many bullets until they die. Just when you think you got them, all of a sudden, they kill you. Or, here's a fun thing that will happen to you. Say you're trying to shoot the guys, you're trying to shoot all the enemies, and then, right when you're about to, when your clip runs out, and you have to reload, or you gotta switch, if you don't reload or switch to your secondary weapon like that, they will kill you. With one shot, not 2 shots, not 3 shots, not 4 shots, even if you're behind cover, they will shoot you dead in one shot, precisely like that. And sometimes it can piss you off. So you have to have some calm. You can't be overly frustrated to where you're going to have a heart attack to play these games. You have to take your time, and you just have to assess the situation. Because again, guys, the third one is a challenge, and beating it, I felt good but I kind of didn't feel the same way when I beat the first 2 games, or the fourth one for that matter. I just felt like I wanted to get to the freaking next cutscene because these enemies were pissing me off. And, call it what you will, that this isn't a rant, it's just a huge complaint that the third one that Blue Point decided to have, because again, I don't know if they were like this. If you played Uncharted 3 on the PS3, and if it was like this, and they carried this over to this, then please let me know, because if that's the case, I think they should have edged that out, because that's ridiculous. Overall, I would have to say that the first 3 Uncharted games are pretty damn good, and they are just the best action treasure hunter games of the modern era, and you just will not be disappointed when you play these games. These games are worth the buy, in my opinion, the first 3, and it just is amazing seeing you go to different places and collect different stuffs. Now, the only complaint I have with the series, besides what I just said about 3, is that only in the second game do you actually fight a boss. In the first game, it's not that. In this third game, it's accidental. It's just purposely quick tapping. You're going to be tapping the buttons. And in the fourth game, same thing. So, second one, you actually have to strategically try and maneuver and take down the final boss, which is actually pretty good, and I really enjoyed it. That's why 2 is my personal favorite. Just the end boss fight alone is just amazing. And it forces you to and the second one frustrates you. Yes, it's challenging, but it does it in a way where you want to keep playing. You want to keep going. You want to beat these guys. And that last boss fight where you have to be quick on your feet and you have to try and outsmart the last boss, that's just amazing. I really did like that. And of course I loved Elena. I loved Sully, Chloe. All of these characters, by the way, I'm so excited for Chloe and Nadine to team up. That's going to be awesome. So, yeah. So, overall, like, if I had to rate this, the entire series, I would give it a 9 out of 10. It would have been an instant 10 out of 10, but unfortunately, as I just said, the third one has major problems that really hold this game back. And no offense to Naughty Dog, I know they tried, but I felt as if for the story for the third one, Drake's Deception, it could have been a lot better. But obviously, they couldn't follow up 2 because 2 had the best overall story. And I understand they couldn't do that with the third one. So overall, I would say if you want to know about Nathan Drake before the Death Battle comes out in less than a week, pick this game up, just play it, and you will not regret it. This deserves to be in your collection. Like, you really need this in your collection. There's a reason why Nathan Drake is a popular one of the most popular PlayStation stars ever in the past few days, and he does rival Lara Croft in that regards. Now, moving away from that one, let's go to the fourth one, the last one in the series. Now, again, I got this on Christmas, and I gotta say, I was so happy that the first Uncharted game I played was the fourth one, because the fourth one is my second favorite of the series. It's really good. The story is good. The new gameplay mechanics, graphically, okay, this is where it beats this one. Graphically, this one takes the cake. It is a movie video game, and it is proof that what you can actually do a video game movie adaptation as a game instead of as a movie, because at least this is, okay, let me put it like this. This is the best Uncharted movie we're gonna get until we get the eventual live-action version. So, yeah. Just everything I played about this game was amazing. The gunplay, the chases, the treasure, the puzzles in the first three games were also good, but in this one, they were just as good, if not even slightly a little bit better. The stealth was more good, the grappling hook was good, the sliding was good, the vertical jumping, because the jumping is the famous thing from the Uncharted series, but in the fourth one, they took it to the last level they could. And I gotta say, when you jump and just the little details, you see yourself pick yourself up on the rock hole, and it's scary, like, to think that, yeah, this could be you doing this. Again, Nathan's brother Sam, who, again, was never even mentioned in the first three games, was an amazing character. I felt connected to him, and I think overall, speakingly, you know, this was just a great way to bookend the series. And, of course, the multiplayer. I haven't played the multiplayer because, unfortunately, I didn't have time to, but from what I've seen of the multiplayer online, I think this has good multiplayer. The third one also has multiplayer, but here's what Blue Point did. In this one, the Nathan Drake Uncharted collection, damn it, the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection, my apologies, guys. In this one, they don't include the multiplayer for the third one. They do not include it. So, if you were looking forward to reliving that, I'm sorry they didn't bring it back. The Uncharted collection is just the first three games, single player only. No multiplayer, none of that. I apologize, and I know you guys were probably looking forward to this. But, if you can see right here, when this came out, you actually could get a taste of the multiplayer for Uncharted 4. So, that was kind of cool. But, overall, the fourth game, easily one of my favorites, and I just love on how each time... And I saw the making and the behind the scenes of the fourth last game, and the way they talk about it, it's genuine and it's heartwarming, and it makes you kind of emotional to see how much hard work and how many years it took for them to make this end. And I gotta say, I mean, they couldn't have chosen a better way to end it, and I'm very much looking forward to the spin-off series with, for now, the Uncharted Lost Legacy with Nadine and Chloe, and maybe eventually the next Uncharted game, which will focus on Nate, spoiler alert, Nate and Elena's daughter. That could be interesting. I'd love to see where that goes. But yeah, overall, this is just a great way. And yes, before you people ask, I am going to play The Last of Us, because I already ordered, as soon as I beat all of these games, I went ahead and I ordered my copy of The Last of Us, which should be here in a week or two, so don't worry, I will be getting it, because they do talk about how The Last of Us actually helped them improve in Uncharted 4 to get ready. They took everything they did and in The Last of Us and how it improved upon what they did in the Uncharted trilogy. They took all of that experience from The Last of Us and they put it in here to give us a great final ending. And I gotta say, that's amazing. Now I'm more excited than ever to play The Last of Us. And yes, when I played The Last of Us, I am, of course, automatically gonna get The Last of Us 2. I'm so excited, because the only reason I'm getting The Last of Us is I've waited this long is because, one, didn't have a PS4, and PS3 kind of does not work as much as it used to. Can't elaborate on that either more. Two, I love Joel and Ellie. I read the story and I like their characters. And finally, 3, Ellie is voiced by Ashley Effin Johnson. If you don't know who that is, she's the voice of Tara from the original Teen Titans. And of course, she's been in other things. She was also in Recess, the Disney show. So yeah, Ashley Johnson is a great actress, and I just am just excited to get my hands on The Last of Us. So yes, guys, overall, for Uncharted 4, I would give this a solid 9.5 out of 10. It definitely was just the best game of last year, and I just got emotional. I didn't even play I didn't even play these, but when I played this, I got so emotional at the end. You know, this was Nate's final game, and it was his goodbye, and I just gotta say, I mean, it was amazing, and everything they put in, all of the hard work, new game mechanics, new gameplay, the new emotional raw story they took from The Last of Us to put into this one, all of that amazing. I'm gonna miss this series so much, even though I haven't been a fan of, even though I haven't played the games, I have been a fan of the character for a long time, and to finally play his games, it's just amazing. And I would highly recommend that you go out, as again, if you can't tell by now, go out and buy these. Go out and watch gameplay walkthroughs of it. You really will love this. I mean, Uncharted fans have stated that they do love this series, and it's not a ripoff, and they gratefully accept it as something beside Laura. And I am just so looking forward to seeing how Death Battle betrays both Nathan and Laura. So yes, guys, if you enjoyed this first game review, please like, comment, subscribe, and tell me down below, how will you get these games eventually, if they're cheaper, if you get a PS4. If so, I would just recommend you get this one first and then this one. But again, just be careful when you play the third and last one, or sorry, when you play Drake's Deception, the third one, just bear in mind you're gonna get frustrated, and just get through it as best as you can. But yeah, guys, overall, I had a great ride with this series, and I can't wait to see where the future of Uncharted goes. But yeah, guys, until then, this is Richard Core Kenobi saying, may the Force be with you. Later, guys.